Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today is gonna be our third video on Katakuri, a deck that I think is actually like the more I play it, the more I'm falling in love with it. Like this deck is so good. This card, 10 cost Big Bomb, is just busted. So now that Whitebeard has got a nerf, I can expect a lot of Katakuris to kind of go back into the meta and kind of take over the meta. Today's matchup is going to be against a blue Crocodile player, which means that it's very favorable for us because we love going into the late game. So let's see how that game goes. If you stick around and you like our content, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post gameplay videos every single day. Enjoy the game. In this matchup, we're going against Crocodile. Wow. Interesting. I can see Crocodile as a great counter for Zoro decks. Don't know how they will really do against yellow, right? I guess they can return like my Perosperos to my hand, but that's like -4 done. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of commitment just to return a Perospero to my hand. We end up getting the Searcher, so that's good for us. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take the 10 cost. I'm gonna take the 10 cost. I think I want to set up for the late game, right? And this can let me get there. This game is gonna go long, right? Yellow has a harder time kind of finishing. I mean, not yellow. Blue plays a lot slower, right? They kind of stall out, etc. So being able to have like this 10 is kind of nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and just protect the life now. I don't need to take the life right now. I want to see what I have on top of my life first. Ooh. Ooh. I like this Sentomaru. Honestly, I love the Sentomaru. Let's place it in the bottom. So we know we have a 2k counter in the bottom. Let's remember that. So we have a 2k counter in the bottom of the deck. Streussen. Opponent has no trigger. Let's play Perospero and just chill. Wow. Honestly, this Sentomaru gets him a lot of value, right? It's a 3-down commitment, but it's still a lot of value that the opponent gets from that, right? So I'm cool with this. Let's go here. That's another 2k counter. So we're getting a lot of our 2k counters. Opponent's gonna get their Pacifista out of here. There it is. And the Pacifista is actually gonna put a lot of work for them. We could play the Bruelee this turn. And I'm not opposed to that. Everything else I want to keep in my hand, right? So I guess let's just go for 7 here. Let's view the top of my life. And let's keep it on the top, right? That's literally exactly what I want to see. It will let me kill the Sentomaru, which I think I want to kill the Sentomaru because the opponent's going to get a lot of value from the Sentomaru. They're actually going to counter out. And importantly, they counter out using another Sentomaru, right? So it makes it really likely for them not to have another one after we kill this Sentomaru from the top of our life. Now, this is going to be another 2-card commitment if you want to not take that life. And they decide not to. We'll play the Bruelee and just pass. So we have the blocker here for later. Next time we can play the Katakuri. Allow me to play the Perospero back into my hand or put anything else that they have on top of their deck. Anything that I'm kind of scared of. And I kind of like this Katakuri. They're gonna kill the Perospero. Do I let them have that? Do I let them have that? You know what? I'm gonna force you to spend more. I'm gonna force you to spend more to kill this, right? Like, I know, okay, if you're gonna rest your Sentomaru, that's gonna be another 2k counter that I'm gonna spend, potentially. We could also just block, right? Opponent's probably gonna look for this. Yeah, they have the Pacifista blocker. They have another blocker. Okay, so they're not gonna attack with the Sentomaru, right? Is my guess. You cannot attack with the Sentomaru, right? I mean, maybe they're thinking about it. They're actually thinking about it. I guess they're placing the cards right now on the top of the deck, but still, this is interesting. Because the problem with the Bruelee, right, is it's not a surefire, I guess, win condition, because opponent can always just, you know, send it back. So here we have the A-Dawn. I think I am gonna just play this. I think I'm just gonna play this Katakuri, by the way. I think I'm just gonna play this Katakuri. The question is, we go 5 and just bring the Perospero back to the top of the deck. Do I want to discard a card? Right? Like, do I want to discard a card to send the Perospero back to the top? It's giving me an extra life, so it's not impossible. And it's kind of like protecting that Perospero. I'm not opposed to playing the Katakuri onto my own Perospero. Is there anything more important than this? Like, do I want to let them continue getting value from the Sentomaru? Maybe we just play it like this, right? We know we can trash that Sentomaru with the Linlin. Or we can just do it on the Bruelee as well. I guess there's multiple ways. This is so risky. Now let's go to the bottom of the life, I guess. I like it at the bottom of the life because we know that the opponent will not get the Sentomaru anytime soon. At least we stopped the Pacifista engine, and opponent discarded another Sentomaru earlier, and now we have a big Katakuri that's gonna just put a lot of pressure into the opponent. I think at this point we are fine letting the Perospero go. We know we have the Thunderbolt on the top of our deck, so I think we let the on the top of our life. Sorry, so I think we let the Perospero die, right? We let the Perospero die, and I guess let's go for the Linlin. Next turn, we're playing the Tankas. We want to take this life so that we can get the Thunderbolt, right? So, yep. So we use the trigger effect and get rid of their blocker. We knew that Thunderbolt was in the top from way earlier. That's why I didn't mind doing it this way. Okay, Crocodile. All right, so the problem here is that I can go ahead and kill this Pacifista, right? And we can go 5 to life. And then just play the Tenkas. And just end turn. I think it's important for us to have this big 10 drop on the field, so that we have a big attacker that the opponent's gonna have to be worried about for the rest of the game. We also have the Linlin that opponent's gonna have to choose whether they want to trash a life. Like, at this point, I don't see how we lose this game. I just need to protect my life and we should be okay. I also forgot that this had banished, by the way, so that's on me. I didn't realize that this card had banished. I actually did not realize that this card had banished. So I should have blocked that with the Bruelee. That's my fault. I should have blocked that with the Bruelee. You get a law. Yeah, I should have blocked that with the Bruelee. Let's go here. Let the opponent choose. They trash another life. They have a ton of blockers here. They have a 2k counter. I guess we can start here, right? We can start here, go for 7. You are at the top of my life. Let's leave it on the top. Let the opponent block. Cool. We can go 9 here. I don't want to attack their life. I want to force the opponent to just lose their units, right? Like, if I control the board here, I don't see how the opponent's ever beating me. We have a Bruelee, so now we can properly block the Crocodile. I didn't realize that we had banished, so I lost that second Linlin for no reason. Opponent can get another Pacifista with the Sentomaru. That's their third Sentomaru, unfortunately. Which has made things awkward, right? I had to sneeze there, sorry. Has made things really awkward about how we can control their board. At this point, though, opponent has like no blockers. We just got rid of 3 of their blockers. I guess they can get another blocker Pacifista. You don't get the blocker Pacifista. You are really playing with fire. You have 2 life, and we have 4 big attackers here. Okay. They get 1 blocker. Remember that we also have... Okay, they're going to return Bruelee back to my hand. Remember that we have... what did we see on the top of our deck? What did we see on the top of the deck? I forgot. I thought we saw a trigger card at the top of our deck. Oh yeah, we have the Shirahoshi. We have the Shirahoshi on the top of the deck. Opponent returns the Bruelee, does -4 down. So that means less down for them to have later. They only have 1 blocker. They're going to try to kill this Katakuri. Is my guess. You cannot go after the Linlin. Like, this has to be after Katakuri. If we save Katakuri, I think we just win the game. So 10. If we save this Katakuri, we just win next turn, right? 10, 12, 14. Opponent has 2 life. Has 1 blocker. We have 4 attackers. We can also just control the board more, I guess, now, right? We shouldn't have gotten rid of the 2K counter. We should have gotten rid of the 2K counter. Okay, so opponent has no non-active, has 1 card, right? What we can do first, we can go like this, right? Attack, look at the opponent top life, and it's a Sentomaru. So the opponent has 2 1K counters, right? So at most, the opponent can only have 8 counter here. We go here. Opponent has to block. They don't have enough counter value. We know that the opponent has Sentomaru in their hand, plus another card. If that's a 2K counter, the opponent can only get to 8. If they take this life, we know that the opponent can only get to 9, so we just put 1 on the Linlin. Okay? So that's just game. We know that this is just game, right? Like, we can even attack with the Shirahoshi, right? So we just go 9 here. Attack for 9. Opponent cannot counter out of this. They have to block. And then we go for 12 and finish the game. Should have gone for the Shirahoshi attack. I should have gone for the Shirahoshi attack, right? Yeah, that's the 2K counter that we knew that the opponent had. So, yeah, I mean, that's how that matchup is gonna go a lot of times. You just stall out long enough to play your 7 cost drop, and your 7 cost Linlin, your 10 cost Linlin, and you have so much life while the opponent also starts losing life that it becomes really hard for the opponent to kind of deal with it. So yeah, that's how a lot of these blue matchups are gonna go for you if you play Katakuri. I think Katakuri and Yellow in general is in a really, really good position. And let me just put up the deck list so that you all at least have something to look at. I think Katakuri in general is in a really, really good position in the current meta, especially now that Whitebeard got limited, right? So I think the worst matchup for you used to be Whitebeard. Now you don't have to worry about Whitebeard. Now Zoro is still pretty scary, no lie there, but you are able to actually kind of out aggro the Zoro as we saw in the video from 2 days ago. But however, against blue, against green, Yellow should have an advantage because we're able to stall out a lot longer. And once we start getting those 10 cost Linlin on the field, it's really hard for the green and blue players to be able to deal with that. Because it's giving me a life, it's stretching a card from their life, and it's a big 12K body that they're not going to be able to handle and cannot get like rested or bounced to the bottom of the deck by their cards. Until I guess we get like OP04, like the blue event that bounces anything to the bottom. But until then, Yellow does very well against all those matchups. So I think with Whitebeard gone, I can see Katakuri and Yellow in general. The standard big move is also really good, and so is the red, the black and yellow big mom. I think I see them all doing really well because as you saw in the 2 games today and yesterday, you just stall out any green deck. So if you start seeing a lot more green decks or blue decks trying to counter the Zoro aggression, then Katakuri might be your choice to be able to actually play and be able to beat all those decks, right? Overall, I think this list is very clean. I took kind of like a mix of a lot of deck lists that have been topping a lot of tournaments. I definitely like the Opera over like the 4 cost Katakuri from the standard deck because the Opera at least is a 1K counter. And I also obviously like everything else, like the 2 Katakuris, the 4 Linlins. They're just so good at just putting pressure into the opponent, and it just feels so good. And obviously the Bruelee blockers can be really crucial, and the Thunderbolts, as you saw, can be really nice as well as saving us. If anything, the only thing I would change here, maybe one less Shirahoshi, but even the Shirahoshi, I like it. Like it lets me kind of fits my hand if I get like a really awkward hand, plus lets me draw a card for free. So there's nothing wrong with having Shirahoshi, and it becomes an extra card on the field, and it's also a nice 1k counter if you just naturally draw into your hand. But anyways, those are the 3 videos with Katakuri. So that's yellow. I'm probably gonna try out maybe some Law or some Lucy tomorrow, so that we switch it up a little bit. So hope you enjoyed today's game. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.